How's it going, everyone? My name is Derek Afasi. I'm the owner of Afasi Financial Group. Today's topic, I want to discuss with you 401k versus IRA retirement plans and fully explain the differences between the two, why someone may want to roll over the 401k into a specifically designed IRA, depending upon what their goal is. So to start off, what exactly is a 401k account? A 401k account is a type of retirement account that's set up through your employer that says, okay, as long as you're working for a company, we're giving you access to place contributions into a type of retirement bucket. So the amount of dollars that you're placing into this bucket, possibly the match that's being placed into the bucket from the company, and most importantly, how large or small that percentage return that's linked to mutual funds does is going to determine how large or small your bucket is at the end of the day, at the end of the year. So what that means is, let's say if someone goes and they put contributions and you have match of $500,000 throughout a length of time, it didn't matter how much money they placed in there. If the mutual funds come back negative, well, then obviously that bucket is going to be smaller. That it doesn't matter if you put 500,000 into that plan. Your plan could go down to $100,000 or go down to $0 in a short amount of time if you have enough negatives that are hindering that type of 401k account. So with the 401k, the problem lies that there is no safety net with the 401k accounts. You might have a fixed account that would give you more of a planned fixed percentage rate, saying, okay, you're going to gain 1% per year, but there's a lot of problems. There's a lot of negatives with the 401k accounts when you start delving into the mutual funds and things. The whole purpose of leaving your money invested within that 401k account is to try to have growth within that type of account. So the different negatives that can occur with the 401k are the fees that are going to be constant, meaning the mutual fund related fees, the 401k related fees, different advisor fees. If you're dealing with a financial advisor that's tacking on something known as a wrap fee, obviously that's a third negative. And then most importantly, you have that downward market loss potential. A very common example is in 2008, the average portfolio lost 57%. So these were portfolios that individuals thought would always be going up. From 1980 through 2000, individuals seen a 1,000% growth within their 401k retirement accounts, within those mutual fund related accounts, thinking that, okay, they're fine as long as they're just staying the course. The market should always be going up like it did in previous years. And they were hit in 2008 with that realization that there's a negative associated with it. If my account wants to go down to $0, there's nothing stopping it from going down to $0. And the stock market is nothing more than a gamble. So because these problems exist with 401k accounts, when individuals are starting to properly plan for retirement, they're saying, I don't want to have this risk. I don't want to have those negatives. I don't want to have those mutual fund related fees, those advisor fees, those downward market loss potential. I essentially want to have a solution, want to have a plan put in place that eliminates those types of negatives, making sure that if the market goes up, I'm gaining. My account is going to be gaining year by year by year into that account. If the market goes down, then I'm going to receive a 0% gain into my account. So it's something known as indexing, and it's a solution that could be met through specifically designed IRA contracts. So I hope that all of that makes sense. What we want to do is tackle in, why someone may want to roll over their 401k account into a specifically designed IRA contract or IRA account. The number one solution is the safe accumulation plans. If you understand that this 401k account is kind of like a bucket and has a couple of holes poked on the bottom of this bucket, those holes are fees. Then on top of it, if the market goes down, this is as if we're taking a samurai sword and we're slicing off the bottom of this bucket, and now you have half of that bucket remaining. That's the downward market loss aspect of it. If you go and you roll over your money and you say, okay, listen, I'm in my 50s, I'm in my 60s, I just want to have a safe accumulated plan, something that does not have those fees, something that does not become hindered with downward market losses, well, understand that solution is possible to you, depending upon your area, depending upon how much money you're looking to place into these types of plans. You have hundreds upon hundreds of different contracts and the multiple strategies to set that up properly. So if somebody has $100,000 in their 401k account and want to roll it over into a properly designed IRA contract within a safe accumulation play, well, what we're doing is now taking that bucket and now we're placing a lid over it. And we're making sure that there are no holes in the bottom of this bucket. So if an individual goes and places their dollars into this type of index account, typically the companies are going to offer them a stock market index, such as an S&P 500. And it's going to mimic whenever the market goes up, it's as if they're opening up the lid, pouring the gain inside, and now that bucket's going to be larger. If the market goes down, well, then you're going to gain 0% into your account. So if you have a type of market performance that goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, that individual would have started off over here. After riding that roller coaster, they could have ended up with less into their account. With these indexing strategies, we understand as the market goes up, we're going to receive a gain. As the market goes down, we're going to receive 0%. As the market goes up, receive a gain. As it goes down 0%, as it goes up, receive a gain. As it goes down 0%. So it just allows you to have that safe, consistent power of compound interest working in a positive direction while eliminating those negatives at the same time. So those safe accumulation plans, they're very attractive, especially after 2008. There's different ways to get set up. If you are interested in a safe accumulation plan, feel free to give our 1-800 number a call. It's 1-800-566-1002. But be mindful that it may or may not suit your specific needs because there are certain restrictions with those types of accounts, restricted liquidity, restrictions regarding caps and spreads, regarding those types of indexes that are being participated within that account. So you have to always see, okay, what's the catch? What are the pros? What are the cons of these types of plans? And that's something that we have specialists standing by 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We give you full access to our 1-800 number, 1-800-566-1002. The other end of the spectrum is maximize income. Typically, individuals are trying to accumulate their retirement bucket to say, right when I hit age 65 or 66 or 62 or 60, I want to start pulling money from this retirement account. And I always ask them, I say, okay, well, what's your plan? How much money are you going to try to take from this account? And they're like, oh, well, I'm not exactly sure. And that's where you want to have certainty in that uncertain world. If you leave your money in a 401k account or you try taking money out of that 401k account, well, then you're being victim to that reverse dollar cost averaging, but then you're adding an additional negative to it. An example that I could use, let's say somebody has $1 million, and this is just for easy math, and they decide, I want to take out 5% or $50,000 a year from this $1 million bucket. Now, that year that they take out the money, they're also, because they're still being associated with those mutual fund related accounts and those 401k related accounts and the risk, let's say the market goes down 10% in a given year. Well, with that sort of concept, they would have taken out $50,000, but they would have lost $100,000 from the downward market loss, $50,000 that they would have taken out. And then if you also add on fees of about 2% between an advisor fee and mutual fund related fees or 401k related fees, that's another 20 grand that's coming out of that account. So when that individual thought that they were going to walk away with $50,000 and, as long as the market goes up, everything should be fine, they would have walked away with $50,000 in that example, but they would have ended up losing $170,000 worth of value because of that reverse dollar cost averaging effect. The next year when they're trying to pull out $50,000, that's going to be a much larger percentage. It's not 5%, but a much larger percentage because now you only have $830,000 worth of value. So those different things are problems that exist in 401k accounts because of that risk. There's no floor, there's no safety net to essentially catch that individual. If the market crashes, then their entire retirement livelihood is going to crash with it. So that's why there are ways on how you could set up IRA contracts. It's a rollover from a 401k to specifically designed IRA contracts that provide lifetime income riders attached to those IRA contracts, stating that, let's say you roll over this money at age 55, but you want to retire at age 60. There's going to be a specific contractual guarantee that's set up through that type of company that will provide lifetime income for either you or you and your spouse, kind of like how a pension works, but you're working more off of a personal pension aspect. So, understand that these things are possible, that it makes sense for the correct individual if they're looking for that safe, consistent play. If they're looking for something that's going to give them a maximized lifetime income and they have that peace of mind that they could just walk into their retirement years with confidence saying, I'm getting a retirement check year by year by year, just like individuals that have defined benefit plans, that have pension plans, they understand that they have that retirement check coming to them every month and they could now spend that dollars with confidence. And it's the same exact aspect. You could leverage all of your 401k accounts. You could leverage, which I typically don't recommend. I recommend to leverage the correct portion of it, saying if you have $1 million bucket and your goal is $50,000, well, maybe rather than use the full $1 million, maybe you only need $700,000 to accomplish that $50,000 goal, and therefore 300,000 could now be risked within, could still remain at risk with that, with that 401k account, or you could then take the 300,000 and roll that over into a safe accumulation play or a safe accumulation plan. So, there's a whole different slew of ways to set that up properly. You just have to be mindful on whether or not you're doing it properly, and deal with a specialist. And that's kind of why why we have been receiving so much national volume, is because we try to speak with you at a very methodical process, making sure that you're acclimated to what you have, what if there's possible holes with what you have, and then what are possible solutions to make sure that you could suffice those holes. You could plug up those holes, making sure that it's accomplishing your goals properly, and you're going into your retirement with confidence. And this is one of the reasons why we are A+ rated on the Better Business Bureau. We're a little bit more unique. We have something known as the Retire Sharp planning system, where it goes through all the different contracts and multiple strategies, multiple proprietary strategies specific to a Fosse Financial Group. That on average, whenever someone calls into our office, we go through over 1,200 different scenarios before we give our top 3 recommendations on different solutions that could occur. So in closing, understand if you want to be confident in retirement, if there are certain problems, if you get nervous during downward market losses or during negative shifts within the market, that's one of the trigger points to give us a call and to try to be confident and be further educated on what are some ways to stop that bleeding, and making sure that you're going with a positive direction, and you're sufficing your goal properly. Once again, my name is Derek Fosse. I want to thank you very much for watching this video. Please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Retire Sharp, so you have access to the most updated videos. Thanks so much, guys.